Let's start on today. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, warm welcome to today's latest SME export talk on certificate of origin and free trade agreements, or trade agreements in general. FTA is not a term that comes. So my name is Hesketh. I'm the Deputy Director of EuroCham Cambodia, and it's really my pleasure to open this event to welcome you here on behalf of EuroCham. Today's event is actually the sixth in a now 10-part series, the SME Export Talk series, which is a collaboration with our fantastic partners at the ARISE plus Cambodia project. Many of you in the room have demonstrated in the past. This is also supported by the GIZ Business Scouts Development Program. We've run several export support initiatives, and again, it's great to see several of the participants in the past initiatives in the room today. Our previous SME export talks have covered a vast array of topics: social media for SMEs, standards and certifications for export, food safety, logistics providers for export, e-commerce for export. And each one of these events is coupled with a brochure that Guillaume Maltaverne is producing as part of his work with the ARISE Plus. So you can find all of these events, all of these past brochures, all of the YouTube videos, all of the events are available as YouTube videos, and all the brochures are available on the website, covering all of those topics that I highlighted. Today's event, titled SME Need to Know, Certificate of Origin and FTAs, aims to familiarize companies with the Certificate of Origin, what it is, why it is important, and how to get it. The second half of today's event will focus on tying together the relevance of obtaining the Certificate of Origin to benefiting from Cambodia's numerous trade agreements. I can say from experience that it can sometimes feel like the FTA acronym has become the new hot topic. Every other week it can seem like a new agreement signed or announced or changed, and it can be a little bit overwhelming. As you can see from the slide behind me, where we attempted to analyze at a high level the current and planned trade agreements affecting Cambodia, there are a lot of agreements to get your head around. These include trade agreements offered by economic blocs such as the EU and its European Arms Agreement, trade preference programs such as the generalized system of preferences offered by the US and recently the UK, bilateral FTAs between Cambodia and other nations such as the recent Cambodia-South Korea FTA, and FTAs within the ASEAN framework. And within this, the most significant of recent times is trade agreements is the RCEP, the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. This came into force in Cambodia on the 1st of January 2022, and you'll learn more about this in today's presentations. But according to the World Bank, the RCEP agreement alone covers around 30% of the world's population, could contribute around 25.8 trillion, around 13% of global GDP. It accounts for $12.7 trillion of global trade in goods and services each year. So these are huge agreements. But really, despite their importance, at least for myself, sometimes it's difficult to immediately see the tangible outcomes of these trade agreements, the documents you need to benefit from them, and it's often even harder to translate these complex agreements into actionable activities. So today, we really hope to take a small step in solving this problem. We're really honored to be joined by an ensemble of experts who can help break down the Certificate of Origin and FTA topics. So next we'll be hearing from Guillaume who will showcase the ARISE program. We're joined by two experts from the Ministry of Commerce, His Excellency from Chantha, Director of the Export Department, who will discuss the Certificate of Origin. I'd especially like to thank His Excellency for joining us today. Thank you very much. We also have Mr. HOK Sothea, who will provide an overview of key trade agreements in Cambodia, and particularly their relevance to SMEs. This is the thing that I think has been missing from many of the FTA events in the past. We'll then have Mr. Sok Kha from the ARISE Plus project, describing the national single window and its attempted goal of making it easier for companies to start exporting. Finally, we'll be joined by Mr. Dara, who provides a practical take on that, what it was really like to obtaining the Certificate of Origin document to begin exporting. So the event will finally end with a panel discussion where audience members can ask any remaining questions on the topics discussed. So with that said, I really hope you enjoyed today's event, that it provides the chance to shed a little bit more light on this important topic, or at the very least, it provides the chance to network with companies at similar stages of their export journey. So from my side, sincere thanks for joining this morning. Really hope you enjoyed the event, and I'll now pass on to you. Thank you very much for being here.
So good morning all. Thank you very much for coming to this 6th edition of the SME Sport Talk. This is the second time we do it in person. We firstly say a big thank you to the Ministry of Commerce for having us this morning. It was very important for us to organize the events with the participation of MOC. I would just say a few words about the program of ARISE in Cambodia. So this is about trade facilitation. I have colleagues working with the customs, but also with the Ministry of Commerce. We have a specific component that engage with the private sector. So we provide technical assistance to 15 companies in order to can export more, maybe find new destination market, and we also work with the business association with advocacy activities. This is co-funded by the EU and the NZ, Institutional Development with development cooperation. That's why you can see the EU flag and the Chinese flag in the logos. This program will go until June 2023. And this is obviously implemented by GIZ. So when you will see this logo, just keep two things in mind. It's about export, and the content is designed to be relevant for SMEs. So far we have done 6, and there will be 10 until March 2023 in total. The next one will be about export opportunities in Asia. So we will try to answer practical questions like, is Cambodian cashew nut, does Cambodian cashew nut have a potential in the Philippines or Indonesia? So we will invite representative of business association from the ASEAN, such as Indonesian Chamber of Commerce, for instance. So this is going to be very, very interesting. For each event, we publish a brochure. It provides an overview. It's really friendly. It will indicate where you can find more information if you want to see it. So there is a series of key facts, and you can download it on the EuroCham website and also on the Commerce website. Despite we have a program, we have a specific. And I would like to conclude by introducing today's topic. So in this picture, you can see a sample of a certificate of origin from China. What is interesting is the information that is indicated. So we have the description of the goods, the quantity, where the goods is going to be shipped, the routes, the way of transportation, and basically there is a relevant authority from the exporting country that will certify this good has been produced in China. So that's why, because it's made in China. And then if there is a trade agreement with the country of destination, then the good will be exempted of the import duty. That's why this paper is extremely important. Actually, if you read the export procedure certificate of origin, it's just one of the documents we need. But it's particularly important because of the environment that Tom described with all this negotiation for mutual agreement and also with the existing agreements. So having said that, I would like to say thank you all for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much, Guillaume. So next, I'm very pleased to welcome to the floor His Excellency Chantha, the Director of the Import-Export Department of the Ministry of Commerce. This is our guest of honor today, so Chantha, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, the organizer for being the presentation this morning. First of all, I'd like to very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chantha. I'm a director of Export Department, Ministry of Commerce. My apology, first, of course, my English is not good. So if my presentation is wrong, then just apologize. Thank you. This is my view. I will delete it. Thank you. My presentation today is the topic is about understanding of CO certificate of origin. Before go to the topic, I would like to touch on a little bit about market access. We will go to certificate of origin, tell a little bit also rule of origin, and trade facilitation. As you can see in the table, this is the market that Cambodia gain benefit from preferential tariff. So we get preferential tariff from Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and United States. But still some products they still restrict, like the United States and Canada. They restrict on dairy, egg, and poultry. This is another market access that we call ASEAN. ASEAN member and ASEAN dialogue partner. In ASEAN, we have ASEAN Trade in Goods Agreement called ATIGA, and we have ASEAN China Free Trade Agreement, ASEAN Japan, ASEAN Korea, ASEAN India, ASEAN Australia, New Zealand, and recently we have another trade agreement also regional comprehensive economic partnership that consists of 15 countries. Actually, it should be 16 because during the negotiation, India also joined the negotiation, but at the last, they didn't join. We hope India will join. And also recently that we reached an agreement between Cambodia and China, and we call Cambodia-China Free Trade Agreement. And for Korea, Cambodia-Korea FTAs, Korea is now still for ratification. Now, we jump to certificate of origin for CO. Informally we call CO. So what is the certificate of origin? Here, certificate of origin is a document that verifies the product's country of origin. It states where the product was produced, manufactured, or processed. Validities, certificate of origin validity is 1 year, and actually we also we have to have keeping 3 years in order to keep those documents during the post verification. If some country, importing country, doubts their certificate is authentic or not. So they can check. So sometimes they become check by themselves. There is actually 19 certificate of origin form, but some forms of we call not certificate of origin, like the number 19 we call CO reference form. That means that's not a CO, but our ministry had to set up that form that because some country importing country they don't require the CO certificate origin. That's why we, in order we collect the data, we have to require the exporter to apply for CO reference form. But the form, we have a form A. Form A is can use as for the preferential claim from importing country. They provide the preferential tariff achievement to Cambodia. So this form A is important. And so from AB, from AB is Canada, right? And Hong Kong, Asian Hong Kong, but within US, we issues Asian Hong Kong certificate origin. ASEAN AI, AJs, ASEAN Japan, AK, ASEAN Korea, and yes, another from these used among ASEAN member states. From E is ASEAN China. This is another as KLDC for Korea. We have provide preferential LDC country. And new is also form that we have a trade agreement with Brazil, Australia, China, Japan, Korea, and New Zealand. This is a sample of the certificate form A. So as our organizer just mentioned, the CO from China, but this is form A recognized by UTAT also. We have probably consists of the first row, first one is about state about exporters name and address. Lot 2 is consignee's name, and with until box 7 is state about description of group and harmonized system code number. And for the special the important one with the number 8, above number 8 is still about criteria of the group. And then signed by country exporter, representative, and Ministry of Commerce. Actually, I already jump past. You have why we need certificate origin. Certificate origin that is really important that we can show, we can present to the custom authority of the importing country that we can claim preferential. And how to get the certificate origin. So the Ministry of Commerce issues certificate origin when the exporter requests for certificate origin. This is another form sorry. Yeah, this is a form for ASEAN and Azerbaijan partner from AA and NZ. This is that one is overload. Very CO form. They have overload. So the overload is about the criteria that CO should straight indicate in the CO in block 8. This is another form. Form D. Form this is used for among ASEAN member states. And form also. If how to get certificate of origin? Yes, in order to get a certificate of origin, exporter is required to register for account in the system by uploading register the company's name and address, certificate of business registration, certificate of GST and list of exported goods, authorization letter from exporter, passport of authorization person and authorized person and approval, other document if required by law or regulation. How to submit? Submit is by uploading submit the invoice, taking list, profit down, or a reference document if required by law or inspection report on this is for Ghana camouflage because the camouflage is used for survey for army. We have to clear. We have to do the inspection before export. Other document required by import we try to comply with the rule of this is a process of certificate of origin issue. Actually, I didn't mention the certificate of origin application is online. Here, first exporter they applies for CO, and then our officer in the department review, and then the director or deputy director of the department has verified, and then the exporter has to do a payment. Payment is we can pay by e-payment, and then CO will approve and fill out and sign and stamp by the state office. Actually, this is not full automation CO certificate origin, but it's like hybrid because we have to fill out and then we sign and stamp. In the next for CO form D, because we use e-Adida form D, we apply online and we will need a system linked to the national single window of Cambodia and linked to ASEAN single window. So in watching country that we can see very quickly, so it saves a lot of time. But during the negotiation, our member state of the ASEAN will try to not to use hard copy anymore because we have system, operating system. For specifically on certificate of origin, my answer here was previous time we have many steps before signing because it might take long time and cost time. So these days the process is from our department. Certificate from A just our department check review and then we submit to Studio of State or the Studio of State to sign. But we don't need to send to the Studio of State or the Studio of State. But we sign. We sent to the General Department. Yes, because department is not quite easy like the high level of the ministry. After obtaining a CO within 1 month, exporter is required to submit document to embassy for verification. It's called a certificate of origin, hard copy, invoice, packages, bill of lading, custom declaration or document proof that the book was shipped from Cambodia, and related document for the export that can prove the origin of book, as such as local sale contacts. This is related to agricultural product, because the farmer cannot export by himself. So maybe company will go, trader will go and collect the good and will export, for export. This is a fee for certificate of origin. For government product, the quantity is more than 30,000 pieces or food year, more than 200 here. The certificate fee is for Form N. Here, Form N, I didn't mention that Form N. Form N is non-preferential form that we cannot claim the preferential, but in Cambodia, we are a member state of member of WTO, so we just enjoy the economic rate of import duty. For Form X, 142,000 real. Form A, 216,000 real, and other forms 2,260,000 real. For the government products under the quantities under 2,000 pieces and under 200 here, the certificate form is there, fees, and for agricultural products, we set up the fee for certificate of origin for export agricultural products, just like rice, cassava, corn, season, mango, and other fruits. For online registration, the first time we charge service fees, 200,000 euro, and for rice, renewal fees is 200,000 euro. The time of issuing certificate of origin is 16 hours of working day. Yes, let's finish about certificate of origin. But I would like to talk a little bit about rule of origin, because we issue certificate of origin. It's based on rule of origin. If they comply or not with the rule, because for example, as I mentioned before, Form A, they got preferential from importing country. Yes. Rule of origin here, actually, in many FTA, rule of origin criteria set quite similar, but here I just take also rule of origin criteria. That we have three criteria here. First, before we call a wholly obtained process. Wholly obtained produce and produce. Second, produce entirely. Third is PSR product specific. We call a product specific rule. Here's the structure of the awesome rule of origin. the origin criteria, I just mentioned that we obtain from produce entirely, produce exclusively PE, not PE, and good certified substantial transformation. Here's an example of the good wholly obtained, just like a good in a primary form, such as agricultural product, minerals, resource, marine products. For example, here we plant, we plant and we harvest and we process and export. This is called origin, wholly obtained origin. So another is, for example, petrol, waste, some born, waste, and export, and meat, and this is second is waste cycle. For the waste cycle, also we consider as wholly obtained also. And third is that we make the good that are made entirely from wholly obtained. For example, this bag, when we raise the cattle, we slot and then we take the skin to process and to be the bag. This is another example about a PE or produce exclusively. So, for example, here we import from Thailand and produce process to be legal, and we put ingredient and make a pack, and we consider that this product is originated in Cambodia. So this is for others agreement. Trade agreement is really that we don't have, especially in ASEAN, we don't have such kind of this provision in the charter rule. But this is also allowed. So a product specific will be the rule that specify that the non-specific manufacturing or process operation or require any of the original volume content criteria or combination of any of these criteria. So product specific rule, we can see maybe some kind of criteria that we use to set and indicated in the significant origin. So this is we call change in tariff classification, CTC. In change tariff classification, one change is chapter that because you see that change in the first two digit level, and second change tariff heading CTH that change for first four digit level, and change in the tariff heading is smaller, so it's cheap, it's 6 digit level. This is an example of people change in chapter. So, for example, if we export fabric from Italy, has HOK code chapter is 52, and then we process to be a blouse, woman blouse, that HOK code 62. So it's only changed from 62 to from 52 to 62. So this is we call these products originate in Cambodia, so we can export to outside countries. Yes, but the other trade agreement, also similar like this. For another example, for CCH, here we import cacao, butter, as it put 1804 from USA, but not European material, because the USA is not a member of OSA. And then we process to the HS put 1905. So we consider because of the formable HF code different, so we consider it's okay, so we can export to also country. This is change CTSH. It's rubber stone with to be hand bundle and can export. Another formula for regional value content. This is formula maybe I don't think will which got hand out. You can share. I don't need to explain much about formula. I just give an example. Here, this example, cover bag made from outer of the surface leather, which is called making is made in Cambodia using non-ordinating material, import material. So, for example, fabrics is from India, accessory India, the cooperation with Cambodia, and numbers blah blah blah. Come to the formula. So after calculation, we have two type of calculation formula. We have direct for year down and year up formula. The third, but calculation is the result is the same, 49%. Actually, we think 49% is compliant because in normally in of also people obviously 40 obviously minimum value content is 40%. Okay, thank you. Okay, time is running out. Yes, this is just a basic principle rule that I would like to share with you. Maybe I can speak because here this is yes, another part is of my resolution is I just would like to inform about new facilitation. In 2019, we participated in the implementation of the registered exporter right to EU country. Here, I would like to inform that the right system, when we export to EU, we don't need the CO at all because we just register exporters, and then exporter can show the SOO statement of origin by themselves. So you will see also you will gain so you will gain time and money. Yeah. And for in July 2019, we connect the CO form into Azetico window. Also, it's need to come to apply for hard copy. This is adjustment 24, and another implementation for implementation of ASEAN-wide certification. That's also not required to request for a CO. here is just as a framework for our 10 country. And for facilitation also, we authorize the Department of Commerce at the sharing border having issues with the origin. Also, so if the exporter have the office in the province, they can share border with neighboring country in Cambodia, so we can apply significant origin there. Just for agricultural product. And this is main export products of Cambodia. We have banana, muscle, here's agricultural products like rice, for the meal and the pack and chip. We process and the raw rubber and we process rubber with corn. And this is the cassava root, processed in the cassava side or the cassava chip. The mango, we process the fiber products. This is end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Excellency Chantha, for your very detailed information about CO and presentation. Next, we will hear the same from Ministry of Commerce, from Mr. Sothea, the Deputy Director of the Asia Pacific Department, and he will give deep presentations about trade agreement and relevance to Cambodia SME. For context.
Thank you very much for organizing EuroCham, and plus thank you very much to Excellency who presents today. I have the pleasure to share my experience as a trade negotiator in Ministry of Commerce to help you to make sure to ensure that you understand how to export and preparing for export. As Excellency Chantha explained to you about how to obtain CO and how to export our product from Cambodia to other countries, which Cambodia is also a member of the agreement. So I think this is my biography, so I don't need to read it. So for me, I have three key points to introduce here. Especially for the general overview of free trade agreement and Cambodian free trade agreement and the bilateral trade agreement. Actually, this is the overview, and I just want to share. All of you may know that what is the free trade agreement. I think 100% sure that you know, but some may not sure what is that. Actually, free trade agreement means the agreement between one country with another country, or the one country with the other 2 or 3 countries. As Cambodia, we also have the free trade agreement with ASEAN, with ourselves, we also have bilateral agreement. And agreement also have pros and cons. So why Cambodia need to have the agreement? When we have the trade agreement, we have the benefit like increased economic growth and lower government spending and technology transfer. Not just only technology, but capital transfers also. And we also have the business and the cons. Here is increase the job opportunity. When we have agreement with the other country, they also come to invest in our country. So some technical, some staff, they will bring with the company. So it will outsourcing job increase. And another one is the poor working conditions. Sometimes the tradition
or the way to work from the other country is not the same as our country. And another one is degrade the natural resource. So when they come to invest, they may some company they may invest in the resource like the mining or timber and something. So it will be everything. It will have the benefit and the advantage and disadvantage. This is just the brief. So I actually want to share more and explain more so, but because of the time constraint, I think that I have to move a little bit faster. And then when you have a question after the presentation, please don't be hesitant to ask. So let's come to the Cambodian Free Trade Agreement. What Cambodia have the free trade agreement? As Excellency Chantha also presents previously is under ASEAN under agreement, but mostly focus on certificate of origin. But I just want to brief a little bit on ASEAN trade agreement. It means under ASEAN Free Trade Agreement, we are not just have only ASEAN trade in goods, but we also have ASEAN trade in services. Mostly, the company or the people focus on trade in goods, but don't forget that before we have the good, before we produce the good, trade in services also inside. When you produce the product, you transportation is one of the things. When you want to enlarge, want to increase or want to improve your business, you need to loan the money from the bank to make your company more bigger and bigger. This is also the service. Before you become to be, you produce the good and then you ask for CO, then you transport, you export to them. So under ASEAN trade in good, as Excellency already mentioned, before we transport our product to other ASEAN country, we need to have the CO. So CO, it means certificate of origin. We have to comply with the rule also. When we have that CO, we export to, for example, export to Thailand or export to Malaysia. When our product have the CO, when the importer from their country, it means that they don't need to pay tax based on the agreement that we have. This is the example for ASEAN Trade in Good Agreement. So under ASEAN Trade in Good Agreement, I don't need to explain much. I just brief on that. Like Atika in ASEAN Trade in Good Agreement, the green one is the single agreement for all aspects of trade in good and provide a legal framework. So everything is there. So let me move to because this is already mentioned as this is the element and non-tariff barrier. Actually, when we export a product to other country by the agreement we have signed, the first thing we think only about the tariff. Tariff is the barrier that to discriminate the product from one country. I mean that I need to serve for my people. For example, Thailand want to, Cambodia want to export a product to Thailand. Tariff in Thailand, it means one of the barrier that to prevent the product from Cambodia to Thailand. So Thailand need to serve for their people. This is one of the barriers. So the trade agreement, we already talking about CO in order to get the tariff, import tariff, zero. But barrier is not only for tariff, but we have another one is a non-tariff barrier. Yeah, we call that technical tariff barrier. Yeah. So what is the technical? Like they may say that, this one, when you import to Thailand, you can import with zero tariff of import tax, but you need to comply with the other procedure. But sometimes that product we cannot comply, so that one is one of the barriers. We cannot export from Cambodia to Thailand. For example, like the SMEs, sanitary fecal sanitary. For example, if we want to export the product, for example, like mango, from Cambodia to China, we have under ASEAN-China agreement. And sometimes we also have Cambodia-China agreement. Yes, of course, we can produce the CO of mango, which is wholly obtained from Cambodia. We grow in Cambodia, we pack with everything and transport from Cambodia to China, for example. But we have to comply with the SPS procedure also. If not, yes, of course, you have the certificate of origin, but SPS, you need to have a certificate of SPS. You cannot export from Cambodia to China. So this is not the barrier, not just a tariff barrier. We also have non-tariff barrier. Non-tariff barrier is one of the tickets for the country that they want to protect the product from outside, and they want to keep that one to serve for their people first. Okay. So Agency Covido, Excellency also, and I think our speaker will focus on Agency Covido from afternoon. So I don't need to talk much about. Okay, so let's move to ASEAN Trade and Service Agreement. Actually, I work for as Asia Pacific Department, which is the department negotiate for the trade negotiation. We are not just negotiate for the trade in goods, but we also trade in services. Yeah. So trade in service, like I said, most of the people, many of the people, they are thinking only about the trade in goods. But when, for example, like one phone, before we have the product is telephone, but there's many services in there. There's many services in there. So the service also increase the price of the product. So one of the barriers that we cannot export, we cannot compete with the other product in other countries. So that's why under ASEAN, we also talking about the trade and service, like logistics, like a financial service, business service, but it's very technical also for trade and service. Yeah, for example, this is the committee, the coordinating committee on trade and services. But at first, when we start the ASEAN agreement on trade and services, we start from 7 sector. This is the sector. Actually, the trade and service, we have 12 sectors. But we start at first as air transport service, business service, construction service, financial services, maritime transport service, telecommunication services, and also tourism service. This is the service. And we first start with the ASEAN agreement also, besides trade. So I think for business service, there's many. For example, like your company, you don't have time to go to declare the tax. For example, you hire an agency for declare the tax instead of you. Yeah, this is one of the service also. But sometimes, if we don't care on that, the other company from other country, which is we are the member of that agreement, they will come to provide the service to you, like training, business registration, or transportation. But sometimes we need to have to serve some for our people. But doing the business, we cannot be protected. We have to open also, but we have to make sure we can compete with the other company from abroad. Because when our government need to have the more inflow of investment from abroad also. Why? Because the flow, direct inflow of investment from abroad, they can increase the job for our people. They can capital transferring. They will bring the money to invest, and they can transfer the technology to our countries. Because when we have that, for example, like what big service company from Singapore, for example, they cannot, based on our law, they cannot bring all their people come to Cambodia, but they have to bring only 5 or 10 people with expertise. They bring. So for 5 to 10 people, they cannot provide a service in Cambodia. But they have to hire our people. So when they hire, then they have when they want our people, our Cambodian want to work, they need to train first. So this is the technology transfer, the knowledge transfer, and when they open a company here, they have to bring the money. So capital transfer. So service is also important. And then, yes, this is that I mentioned, the service sector is 12 sector. But actually, in WTO, we have, under 12 sector, we have 125 subsectors. You classify. Okay, so what I have mentioned earlier, this is the process for doing the product. This is the service also, the service opportunity, global changes. Here for the research and development is also service, engineering, technical testing, design, market research, telecommunications, communications. This is under the product development. Manufacturing service. Some people, they think that, okay, manufacturing, they produce and then, but some product, they don't have the factory, but they can produce by it. They ask, we call owner. They ask the one factory to produce, hey, I want to produce the phone, but just use my brand. Yeah, so it means that production is the service. So it means that, okay, I produce the phone for you, then you sell as your brand. Yeah, this is also the service. So transportation, building, everything, and then distribution is a service. Legal, sale, accounting, service, financial, is also service. You see, one product involves many service, many kind of service. Many kind of service. So when you do, actually your company produce the product, you just think that, okay, how can I export my product to other country, which Cambodia is the member of the agreement. So I think it's okay if you understand about how to obtain the CO. When I just overview about the agreement, not just only trade and good, but trade service also. Maybe today your company just produce the product, but in some day, maybe in the future, hey, I want to move from my product. Or you have the factory, hey, right now I produce already, but some company, can you produce this product for me? So it will come to be a service. Yes, why? Service is also important. This is the importance of service in ASEAN economy. So it contributes, I think, like Singapore is more than 60%, and for Cambodia, around more than 40% of service contribute to the GDP. This is export and import of the service. You can see from here. And also service and non-service, you can see. FDI inflow to FDI sector. Okay, so let's move to one more is related to ASEAN agreement. Actually, we have not just only ASEAN agreement, ASEAN free trade agreement, which is ASEAN trade and good, ASEAN trade and service, but we also have ASEAN China. We call it ASEAN Plus One. ASEAN Plus One. The concept of become to be a member of agreement. So I think everything almost the same, but depend on we negotiate what some condition. For example, like certificate of origin, rule of origin. Under ASEAN rule of origin, what is the rule? Under ASEAN Plus One, ASEAN China, ASEAN Korea, ASEAN Japan, what is the rule? How to obtain? What is the form that we use? Like Excellency already introduced it. So it means that we have opportunity to export our product because we are a member of the agreement. We just comply with the rule to get a certificate, so we can export to that country with the import duty free, zero for some product, for the product that based on what we are negotiating. So when we import to that country with the zero tariff, so it means that our price of product can compete with other products from us. That's why every country, including Cambodia, try to have more agreement, not just only in ASEAN, we also have like awesome. We have ASEAN 10 country, then plus also New Zealand, Japan, Korea, and China. Before India also, but India, we don't know what is their political. So we have ASEAN Japan, we have ASEAN Korea, yeah, we have ASEAN India, we have also ASEAN Hong Kong, ASEAN Australia New Zealand, and just a good news also for ASEAN Canada at TA now, we will have ASEAN Canada. So we start. So it means that our market access is more big from now on. So we have to prepare, we have to be ready, and we have to be prepare our product and service to be compete with the other countries also, especially from Thailand and Vietnam. Okay, so like also I have talked. So let's move. Right now we have a bilateral agreement. We have multilateral agreement like under ASEAN and ASEAN plus 1, ASEAN plus 3. But now Cambodia deserves to have bilateral also. Bilateral. We have 2 bilateral right now. We have Cambodia, China. Before we export our agriculture product to China, bypass to Vietnam, or sometimes bypass to Thailand. There's many reasons why we don't export direct to China. Like I said, not just only obtain the CO, but you have to have like a SPS certificate also, because that one is a non-tariff barrier. Yeah. And why? Because they think about the health of their people. So that one, when we want to export, we need to think all of that. I think, yes, I think I would conclude my slides here. Maybe we can have that question because the time is constrained. I think all investors, we are the company. I think some company is from abroad to invest in Cambodia. Some companies in Cambodia. We have to take that opportunity. Okay, right now, Cambodia has many agreements. Cambodia has many big market access. Maybe come on, let's try to improve, to make our product standardize, to standardize our product, to be ready to export to other countries. Because please don't think that we just want to export only the textile. We have to, especially for agriculture products. There's many agriculture products, like cashew nut, mango, like longan, like under ASEAN, under Cambodia, China, free trade agreement, longan can export to China. But you have to comply with the SPS also, not just only obtain the CO. Actually, see certificate of origin, yes, of course, we are wholly obtained. We grow here, we plant here, we grow here, and then we collect all here, and then we pack it. Of course, this is a wholly obtained. But we have to comply with the SPS and other technical also for export to China. Mango also. Yes. Thank you very much for Excellency, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Sothea, for the insightful presentation. Next on, Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, we are running a little bit behind the schedule. We have around 10-minute break from now, 9:39 till 9:49 for your coffee and breakfast behind. We will be back with a presentation on national single window. May I please invite Mr. Sok Kha, our national single window expert, and he's the GIZ ARI Plus and SwissContact focal point for the national single window expertise. He will be presenting about the what is national single window, how can SME use it, what is the objective, and how can national single windows start help us start exporting.
Very good morning, everyone. My name is Sok Kha. I work 50% of my time with our customer as the organizer. On COP21, Guillaume introduced earlier in the morning that there are three components. The first component which I engaged is mostly working almost exclusively with customs on trade facilitation, specifically on the national security. And also at the trade facilitation as well. I will pass all my introduction this and go straight to the presentation. All right. Okay, I think I missed one slide here. Go for it. This is a bike ship pay model from UNC5. I believe some of you who are working for this company, for example, may be familiar with this. So basically, it's simplify all the steps, the process in the cross-border value chain, supply chain. So when we are talking about the national single window, when we are talking about the ECO systems, we are focusing on this area, the regulatory requirements. I mean, right? We are not talking about purchasing order issue and then order receipt and then the transportation. But we are talking about all the regulatory requirements for the cross-border trade and the customs. What are the documentations that are required for that? So yeah, and then these are the common barriers. Just before going into that, I just be warned that I'm not talking on behalf of Cambodian customs. Okay, I'm talking as a RELEVANCE Cambodia team who has worked very much with our custom colleagues on these topics we are focusing on today. So these are the common barriers from the private sector's perspective, and also the process of paper-based, of course, and yeah, we need to do a lot of data filling forms. Sometimes not only one government agency, but you need to go to different agencies in order to fill the forms. And then you do export regularly every time, but you need to input the same information every time you go to the agency. And rules often change, and it's very difficult to actually. So these are identified barriers and what national security will do, and also these systems, these systems as well. So look at yourself. This is the base process. I mean, you guys already experienced that. The trader on the left side, and then the list of X and Y, custom at Q, and custom at the border. So basically, you need to fill in the forms. You bring the forms to the ministries, and then back to your office. And then, in some cases, you need to go to different ministries in order to get another certificate or permit or license. And then you do the same. And then, most likely, you run into the situation that you need to fill in all the information again and again. Your company profile, etc. Before you do the customs correction at the checkpoint, right? So this is conceptualizing of the national window, how that will address the issues. Right? So the trigger on the left side again, and then all the ministry XY, custom Q, and at the bottom. Yeah. So the national single window service is that we have the trigger interfaces. We have the interfaces for government officers to use, right? So basically, you submit your application online first, and then the request will go, right? The magic happens, right? The application will go to the ministry, and then they give the response. Whatever happens, any issues with regards to the application, you got alerted, and then you amend your application and send it back all online. And then the same, since the custom permit from the custom AQ, the custom verification is not yet on the national single window service, and that's necessary. And then the same things, right? So basically, all things are online. Okay. Right. So this is the website of the national single window, right? it makes trade easier, quicker, and less costly. That's the aim. So I'm not going to read through this one, but in terms of time and cost, I think that's the most important aspect of the benefits from all the trade facilitation measures, right, including the national security. Right. So in terms of the implementation, right, they do the phase implementation. They currently are under phase 2. Right. Phase 1, they already made the connection in order to change the ECO with the ASEAN. And then phase 2, they onboard several key government agencies, 5 to be exact, which in theory covers over 90% of all trade-related activities. Right? So basically, they onboard the Ministry of Commerce, not only the CO but also other certificates as well, and the MISTI, the IC institutions of Cambodia, and then the MOH, MAF, and CBC for the master release. And the development work is done by BCC. BCC also engaged by the system as well. And phase 3, which they will roll out, and which Plus is supporting to prepare customs for the rollout. Phase 3 implementation is to extend. The LPCO here is the license for this and other trade-related activities. For example, Mercedes is 4. So to remain in ODAs, right? Not only 5, not only 6, but all other ODAs, and extend the feature and technologies and implementation timeline. It's not clear yet. Let's see. When I'm talking about the remaining agencies, right? We have this Article 17, which is on the prohibited restricted goods, right? We are talking about the non-trade barriers, right? It's not only the tariff that we need to pay, but also, as for example, and then certificate of something, right? So if you want to export your goods and your goods under 1,500 plus items under that prohibited and restricted goods, you must know that if your good require the certain LPCO from a certain ministry, then you go there, okay, to get your documents. Okay, so that means in phase 3, all the government agencies under the Article 17, they will be onboarded. Okay, that is the objective of the phase 3 implementation. Right, and high level overview of the system architectures. Okay, so we have the national single window here in the yellow one, and then as you know, everyone knows it's customs clearance systems. They are connected, right? And then there are 2 ways, right, for the government agencies to onboard the national single window. Either they have their own systems ready, like the ECO system by NOC, then they just hook up with the national single window. Other government agencies who don't have their own systems, then they use the interface on the national single window platform, right? And it also connects to ASEAN single window in between. If we are talking about lower level, then gateways, something, the IT stuff. But then at the end, they also, full implementation of the national single window is supposed to also link with the port authority, with the bank, with the shipping lines, etc. So those are the full picture of the full implementation. And yeah, through the ASEAN single window, they're supposed to also hook up with the system from the ASEAN partners as well, right? Trading partners. We are talking about the FTA plus ASEAN plus FTA or something like that. So yeah, these are the 2 options that I raised. On the national single window, if you also already submit your application for the for your CO e-form on the ECO system of the MOC, you can also use the national single window in order to track and trace your application status. And we have a lot of FTA, right? FTA, ASEAN, FTA, ASEAN Plus, or OSEP, or CCFTA, or CKFTA. Just now, and the director mentioned. Currently, only the CO form D, right, is accepted electronically. Other than that, you need to, although you can apply online, but then you need to print out the issue one and then get it to the ministry in order to sign and then get it to your trading partner, right? That's the issue, but I understand the Ministry of Commerce is working on that already, right? With the trading partners, right? So yes, this is a track and trace of your CO system on the national level. And yeah, we are talking about the e-payment, right? E-payment here is not just simple like we have a credit card and then we pay with our credit card number. But on the national single window, it really depends on which ministry is having MOU with which bank, so that you can use the bank facilities on the system. Right? So currently on the national single window, these are the banks, right, that are on the code. So in terms of the progress in implementation, right, the achievement, it has been 3 years right now, the national single window in Cambodia, and 6 ministries on board it, and 10 OGAs on board it. What are the differences between ministry and OGA, right? OGA is, sometimes department, general departments under that who is taking care of certain, documents. We call it OGA, okay? And then it can be under the ministry, okay? And 18 trade-related documents are already available there. And so far, if you look at the statistic, it's 350K already. The volume of trade documents have been processed and issued now, right? But then there are identified challenges which Chris is working closely with customs administration in order to address those issues. We are talking about the financial capacity. So just now we are talking about rolling out of the phase 3. We need some funds to implement that. So in order to fully implement that, they are now mobilizing resources from the external partners. And human resources and customs, we have the customs, we have the SME secretariat, right, who is taking care of the operation of the national single window seats with the customs right now. So in terms of the human, in terms of the cooperation, in inter-ministry, extra-ministry, right? Financial resources limitations also there, and yeah, the current if you already use the national single window is free of charge, right? So the current financial model can be an issue, right? If we want to sustain the operation of the single window, and then uptake of the private uptake of the system, utilization among the private sector remains so low, right? Despite the fact that they run quite a number of training, organic raising, or still not so many people are using it. So what RELEVANCE is doing right now is to help the national single window secretary to run the full assessment of the implementation, right? What are the issues and then what can be done, after that. So these are the timeline. I mean, currently you have the full assessment report. It is not yet final, but then after that, after the report, we will out with the customs in order to strengthen our integration and support them for the future integration of that one. Yeah, and that's it. I can conclude my presentation, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Sok Kha, for the presentation on the national single window. All of us might find it new, or some of us might find it, you get used to it. Next one, we will have the founder of Ampol Agro Productions to present about his experience throughout obtaining CO and using CO under free trade agreements. Welcome, Mr. Dara.
Back to the food market, the food first of all, I would like to say thank you very much for EuroCham to organize the opportunity and the SME to share about the export product to other countries. I just brief about my background a little bit. Actually, I used to be a government staff and also work for the NGO, and now cook. I like the private sector. So now private sector joined for agriculture since 2017, and then we work very much on the cashew nut. Actually, we have the ample agro product. We just opened the company during the COVID time. So, but we have a lot of experience, and I used to be a shareholder with the Chantha product, and one of the biggest cashew nut processing factory in Cambodia. I want to brief a little bit about the ample. As I mentioned already, that we just registered during May 2021 during the pandemic. And then we will focus very much on the unique quality of Cambodian agro commodity. So one thing is about the cashew nut. We will focus both for conventional and organic. And then we also have the buyer, so we also working on the compost paper to export to Europe. And also the compost to Cambodia. And we also work with other enterprise in order to export mango and dry mango and dry pineapple to international market also. And then our service, we have the cashew nut processing facility, so we do by ourselves and we sell. And we also can do for other companies that they want to have their own brand, so we do it. And then we also supply the agricultural work in order to improve the quality of the cashew nut. And also we do some of planting consultation, both for agriculture and for natural food. Ample, we are new, but we have a very big ambition. So we want to become one of the leading investors, and we will focus very much on the cashew. But what we want is we want everybody to get benefit together, not only the processor who get benefit, but from the farmer until the export. So that's what we want to do. And so far we have what can I say? So we have two cashew nut processing facility. So one we have in Kampong, so we already set up. In Kampong, we only process, just cut the cell out, and then we bring the canal to our standard processing, reprocessing factory in Phnom Penh. So our standard processing factory in Phnom Penh, we not only process the kernel that we bring from Kampong, but we also buy the semi-product from other processors in order to standardize in our factory, in order to sell to the market. For example, like US market, they need this, in Europe market, they need this, something like that. So that's what we want to do. And then ample, we are a bit small, but we try to apply for certificate. So until now, I think maybe we will get, so for next month, we will get the certificate of ISO 22000. So we will have halal, we have GMP, we have ASAP, and then we have ISO 22000 by next month. And then, but we in the process of apply the organic processing facility. For organic, we will do both for the Europe and also for the US, because we already have the budget. And then we want to work more on the environmental friendly products. So we also want to work in order to get more value, in order to compete with other products from Vietnam and Thailand. And we are thinking about how we can do the GI. For example, like compost paper is very good. So what will be the best place to do the GI for cashew nut? And just talk a little bit about our experience. So we used to export to Europe, and we used to export to China, and we used to export to South Korea. So this is very easy for us, but the thing is the cost. So, and normally we don't really do ourselves. I think most of SME, they don't really run the CO and the people by our own. I mean, we just hire